Hey y'all, welcome back. It's October, and it's time for the Pixel Response Podcast. Although you already know that, because Creepy Robot Voice told you.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, this cookie...
Creepy robot voice?
Yeah, it's
AKA
you.
me?
AKA you. It creeps me out every time, though. I'm eating a cookie, though, so introduce everything. Just a second.
Well, I mean, y'all know me. Still same old P. Paul. My buddy Nathan here, eating a cookie.
Yeah, it's from Japan.
A Japanese cookie.
Vegetable pastry.
No racial stereotyping here.
What?
No racial stereotyping. We like all cookies.
That's true. Okay, I was wondering what you were getting at, but no, I enjoy a lot of cookies, so this
How do you feel about bananas?
Pretty good. I've recently started putting them on toast. With peanut butter. Works quite well.
And honey.
I need to buy more honey. That is a thing. And ever since I went to this bee documentary gathering, I feel bad about buying store honey, because it's probably from, like, just bees that don't want to be there, you know? They're driving around the country, eating crappy corn and stuff, you know? They're getting punished.
I feel their pain.
Yeah, happy bees, better honey, is what they told me. So, who am I to disagree with a bunch of naturalist weirdos
That's
at
true.
a documentary party?
I guess.
Anyway, should we just get into stuff we've been doing this past week?
Let's do it.
In the world of the media?
I've been playing Borderlands 2, so I won't say a whole lot about it. Necromancer came out yesterday. She's pretty great.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's that.
Cooler joke is in that game. I just found out today. So that doesn't impact my approval ratings. I still have no interest. I was just leading you guys on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. Maybe it's awesome. It's not what I want right now. It's
yeah.
not what I want.
If it's not what you want, then it's not awesome, and that's fine.
Yeah, I'm still on a hunt for what I want, but I've been playing some stuff.
Trying to find it.
Yeah, like if you don't mind me just jumping into it, I played through Spec Ops: The Line.
Yeah, how was it?
It's not very long, so that kind of helped, but yeah, it was 2 play sessions, one of which was like 3.5 hours, and then the last one was like an hour and a half.
What do you have it on?
PlayStation 3.
You have it on PS3?
Yeah.
Would I be able to borrow it sometime?
Sure. You can totally do that. I will bring it next time.
And then I will lend you something for you to play.
Okay, I bought Lollipop Chainsaw, so that is my next thing, I think.
Great. Yeah.
I want to jump into that. But
Suda?
Okay. Yeah, some Suda, because from what I played of Killer 7 last week, it was just like, man, I wish this played better. Like, wow. I forgot how unappealing this gameplay was.
Yeah.
Ugh. So I don't know. Like, I basically was thinking about it, like, that kind of game that is so mechanically not fun, you kind of have to get into this similar mood, like, just compared to movies, that you would for, like, a 4-hour black and white foreign movie. Like, you just kind of, like, there are things in here to appreciate, and I understand that, but I need to get in the zone. I need to get in the mood.
Right.
And I'm not in that mood right now, so I had to put that on the shelf again. I can't handle it. Spec Ops, I have kind of mixed thoughts on that game.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to really articulate, like, I think overall I'm kind of, like, disappointed with aspects of it, because clearly thoughtful people were making it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, they're very consciously going for Apocalypse Now, like, specifically.
Right.
There are, like, character comparisons that can be made very directly. Like, they invite them, because the main colonel you're going after's last name is Conrad.
Oh, so there you go.
Heart of Darkness, all that.
Mm-hmm.
There is a character in the game that is the Radio Man, who is basically Dennis Hopper's character from that movie. Like, just kind of in that movie, he's like a photojournalist. In this one, he is just this radio DJ. But
okay.
Similar function. Like, he went there to see what was going on and got pulled into the whole kind of new society thing that was happening. And the setting is pretty cool in that it's like Dubai, which I have not seen much of, and it has crazy giant skyscrapers and desert everywhere and stuff. So it's
sand.
So much sand, dude. That game loves sand. But really, like, at its heart, the way it plays is still a very traditional cover-based third-person action game. So it is Uncharted, it is Gears of War, like that kind of thing. So it was like that way, like it was just kind of boring. So I put it on easy mode because from what I played of the demo, it's just way too hard. Otherwise, so I just I wanted to see what the story beats were that everyone kept talking about. It's been a few months. Do you mind if I talk about? Oh, you're about to play it.
Yeah.
I won't say the main thing that happens, but basically, like there's an event that happens
Mm-hmm.
that to kind of like it's almost like a commentary on the cold detachment, something like Call of Duty has from killing a bunch of people. Like this tries to kind of make the soldiers feel that gravity
Right.
at some point in the game, which was kind of admirable, but it also made me think of kind of this weird paradoxical thing that can happen in games. Like if the story of a game is meant to be like, yo, violence isn't good, but the achievements in the game are kind of like, yo, you got those headshots. That's kind of
Yeah. Okay.
like it's kind of like simultaneously encouraging you to be horrible while chastising you for being horrible.
Or being efficient.
Right. And like there's execution moves that are kind of savage, like you're just kind of smashing a dude's face or like shooting him through the jaw or something. It's just like I guess it's supposed to be Soldiers Unhinged or whatever. I'm actually curious now, actually, that I've just said that out loud. I wonder if those animations get more brutal after a certain point in the game.
Like soldiers gone wild.
Well,
You've never
yeah,
seen soldiers like this. Mardi Gras, beads everywhere.
yeah.
They're going wild.
They actually mosaic out a lot of stuff in the game because it's just too wild.
Bukaki?
Yep. It is also Nolan North, so some people had issues getting over the fact that it's Nathan Drake cursing up a storm and being angry, but that's kind of interesting because he's kind of like that careless adventure dude in that game, and then to have the same actor play this kind of brutal dude in this other game, that might be a good thing. I don't know.
Well,
I
he's
don't know.
kind of in everything.
He's in everything, but this is kind of a cool role for him to be in. So I actually did like his performance in this. And yeah, like the setting and stuff. It also just made me think like how weird it is that these kind of games just shuttle you through really well designed environments.
Right.
Like there's this whole area in this one skyscraper that has this really cool like black lighting on the walls and all these weird creatures and things, and it's just like, man, it sucks that I'm only here for like 2 minutes. Like this is like a weirdly well designed and thought through place, and yet I'm just kind of running through it in this 5 hour action game. Like maybe that's stuff they're repurposing for multiplayer maps or something. Like I don't know, but I don't know. It just seemed weirdly inefficient in that respect too. But yeah, um, I don't know. I guess personally, I found it more interesting story wise than the last Call of Duty game I played, which would have been Modern Warfare 2. So for a game with soldiers in a modern military context, it actually found something to get out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the gameplay mechanics are totally fine. Oh, one brief comment, like on like a sort of interesting idea. Most of the time when there's music during an action sequence, it is because of the radio man. He's
Okay.
he's like consciously trying to play weird music to kind of throw you off or something, I guess, or he's enjoying it, so he's playing some rockin' tunes from the
So he's
70s.
kind of like sadistic or something?
I guess I found it just kind of clever that they had a character reason for why rock music kicks in when the action picks up. You know, like,
Kind of like that part in Black Ops.
oh, is there something like that in Black Ops?
You're going through like that Vietnamese river. I think it's in Vietnam, anyways. In like one of those gunboats, and like people are shooting at you and stuff. And basically, the music that's playing is Rolling Stones. Can't Get No Satisfaction, I believe, but it's on the radio, like in the
Okay.
boat, which is why it's playing.
Yeah, like it's like that, but like I haven't played Black Ops, frankly, but they kind of do that a couple times, and I don't know. Like, or I guess the one thing that would differentiate it is like you see the guy turn on the radio in this game, basically, and
Gotcha.
give him a reason to do that, other than just we wanted this song and this action sequence. It's this guy likes this music and he wants you to feel weird or something. So I don't know, minor thing that kind of I noticed at some point. But yeah, other than that, you're shooting dudes. They kind of go for some savage violence, like you hit a guy in the face with a Desert Eagle and his head explodes.
Yeah.
But I think the game also is trying to kind of comment on like your desensitized nature as a player, but it doesn't really do that well. Again, with kind of the hypocrisy with the achievements and stuff.
Right.
So I don't know. It's kind of interesting though. It might be worth a look, though it's not like a completely genre bending thing. It's just a somewhat interesting thing in that really overplayed genre. So
Well, I look forward to it either way.
yep.
Yeah.
And I finally figured out what was going on with my Nintendo.
Yeah.
There is a button on my old TV
Okay.
that I don't know why it exists, but it seems to solely exist to make the screen go all fuzzy.
Okay.
Yeah, so at some point it was just like, wait, we're hearing sound from the game, bloop, and I pressed this button and it was just like, oh no, it's fine, your Nintendo's fine. So, yeah, I don't need to buy a Retron right away anyway.
Cool.
So I keep playing old stuff. So I played some Friday the 13th finally,
Yeah.
and that game has a lot more going on in it than I thought.
Yeah.
I was impressed by. There's like the one thing I really wish it didn't have though. They threw in a bunch of nonsense incidental enemies for no reason.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, like my whole going into this game, my hope was just you're kind of hanging out in this camp, but then Jason shows up.
I kind of like the feeling of helplessness you get from like not being able to navigate properly.
Oh, there's a map.
Yeah, but it's useless.
It's less useless than I thought, but it's weird. It's like
getting around from screen to screen is kind of weird.
Oh, if you wander into the forest, you're in bad trouble.
Right,
like,
but that's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah,
because it adds to the like stress where you would actually if you
actually
got lost in the forest.
Right. Like yeah, like in a way there was some things I like genuinely admired about this game, but yeah, they kind of really messed it up with those incidental enemies. They're just like weird little goblin dudes running around.
Weird.
And you kind of have to throw rocks and knives at them and stuff. Like it's kind of like bad Castlevania.
Yeah.
Is gameplay or Zelda 2 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, then when you meet Jason, you're boned because that dude's huge and he'll kill you. But he punches you. They didn't even give him a machete, which I found really quite a bummer because it's like that's his thing.
They might not have been allowed to.
Maybe not, you know. But yeah, it's not a bad kind of thing. Like there's the whole camp, there's the lake, there's a timer. You got to rescue those kids from Jason. But first you got to find him. So there's kind of cabins highlighted on your map, and you got to navigate over there in time. And you have 6 playable characters. All of like you, I don't know how you could keep them all alive, but you're kind of trying to keep them all there. And yeah, the music isn't good. Incidental enemies aren't great. But some of the ideas in it, like just kind of navigating that big area and that kind of stress of having to deal with this super powerful bad guy that's going to mess you up, that's kind of cool. So I don't know. Like for $5 and my expectations and everything, I was fine. That was all I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can put a pause in it if you want to talk about a film or something, or should I just complete the NES?
Yeah, just complete the NES saga.
Right. Then I played some TNC Surf Design.
Best game ever.
Is it actually called Wooden Water Rage?
I don't know. I just always remember TNC.
Okay. Yeah, TNC Surf by LGN. Yeah, my girlfriend Brittany apparently has nostalgia for that game. I'm not sure. It's not very good. I bought it because it is the subject of Time Trotters episode 14.
Yeah.
The GameSpot video. We couldn't really figure out how some of the surfing mechanics are.
Surfing was always the hardest for me. The skateboard is just a matter of memorizing, like failing over and over until you get it.
And there seemed to be one area where there's just this giant chasm, and you just have to have enough momentum to hit that ramp.
Yeah, otherwise you just don't.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's all this sand everywhere, so you gotta weave through this stupid area.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's an NES game in every way.
For sure. Tiki Man, that cat in the tuxedo.
Yep.
It was fine, I guess. Like I'm still happy I own it. I forgot I had it. And then I played some Battletoads.
Great game.
Yeah.
One of the best games on the NES.
It has way more gameplay variety than I thought. I will say that right away. I'll probably play some more of it actually. Like I was just kind of literally the only reason I put it in is because Idle Thumbs joked a lot about the pauses menu music being awesome.
It is awesome.
It is awesome. So I booted it up just to hear that, and then I ended up playing through a couple stages. Yeah, I was really impressed by how much they change up the gameplay from level to level. Like the second level, I'm kind of going down this giant tunnel and swinging into birds and stuff.
Yep, and then it's back to fighting your way through, and then it's the jet
Right.
joyride or whatever.
And that's the one where everyone dies.
Yeah, there's that one, and then there's one where you're like on these snake-like things.
Hmm.
They're almost like conveyor belts or whatever, but they keep moving. It's a moving platform, and then there's one where you're in like pipes.
One of the coolest things, the boss battle at the beginning, like the end of the first stage, they do
Mhm.
like the second person camera that I
Yes,
thought was awesome. Like
like they do in the end of Turtles in Time, I believe.
oh, they do that too, where you see your turtle via the perspective of the boss monster you're fighting.
Of I believe I can't remember if it was Crane or Shredder. I think it's Shredder in a machine, and you're throwing foot soldiers at him to break his machine.
Oh yeah, dude, I do remember that. But yeah, you're picking up little boulder things that it shoots at you and throwing them back, or
Yeah.
cannon shots or something. It was like I was just like, man, that's really cool. This perspective shift,
Mhm.
like like initially I was disoriented, but then it's like, oh, I get it, and it was just cool, and it reminded me of like for me actually the touchstone for me was there's a boss in Psychonauts where you need to possess its perspective in order to see where you are in the darkness.
Right.
So yeah, same kind of weird camera shift, but I thought it was pretty clever. And yeah, I don't know, that game deserves its goofy internet like status, I guess. I don't know why they chose that game as the joke, but it's actually good.
When you were working at EB, did you ever get the calls?
I did.
Okay.
I think, and I like, but they'd kind of ruin it by asking for it on like nonsense consoles and stuff. But yeah,
Oh.
like the Wii version or like something. I
Oh.
think I got one at Rogers Video too.
Wow.
Like
All
it
right.
was during that whole time. So yeah. I shouldn't have got as irritated. I wish I knew what was going on. I think that's the main thing. If you just don't know what's happening, you don't think it's funny. You just get frustrated.
Did you get irritated?
I think one time I did.
Okay, so it worked.
It did work.
Cool.
So congratulations, guy. I don't know. Yeah. So that was the NES roundup. I have some other stuff I pulled out that I might go through at some point, but let me just take a look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what was the Battletoads. Oh yeah, I was gonna go through Kid Icarus again. That also led me to realize I don't own Metroid, which kind of bummed me out.
I love Kid Icarus.
Okay, I'll give it another try. And Abadox, which is a weird GameSpot joke that is actually just an okay side-scrolling shooter thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Old games, they're pretty cool,
Yeah, they are. They're good.
and I might look into acquiring more. My appetite is kind of, I don't know.
I know it's a weird thing to get into because once you start playing old game, actually, once you have an old system hooked up,
Mm-hmm.
you want to buy more games for it.
Right. You're just
Yeah.
like, wait, like I'm already getting rid of this stack because this is terrible. Like Casino Kid is not a good game.
Yeah.
And then you're like, man, my games I actually own, this stack isn't thick enough. Why don't I have Zelda 2?
Yeah,
I
and
have
then
the GameCube port of it, but that's not real.
you're skating into Proton John territory about buying just like everything.
Yeah, but like I mean, I'm starting to end up at more conventions and stuff. So like, hey, when we're up in Edmo, I might do some stuff.
I know a few numbers of people that could probably get some good stuff there too.
Cool.
Like there was an Edmonton company a few years back at the Comic Expo here in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they were here this year, but they're based in Edmonton and they do all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess really just the last of my gaming stuff, I started playing Walking Dead episode 4 today.
Right.
And I'm almost done, but that literally just came out and it's very story heavy, so yeah, I can't really comment on it.
How's the writing, Gary Whitta, and all that?
There is a really weird Return of the Jedi quote, which I picked up on, apparently other people did too, which I found interesting. I'm trying to think, like, kind of the story flow of this one so far has been kind of weird. Like, it's really picking up momentum where I am now, so I'm wondering if it's going to pay off on some stuff from earlier. Like, I can't really give a consensus on that. It seemed a little slow at some point, but maybe with good reason. I don't know.
Right.
So yeah, and there was kind of an overtly more actiony sequence, but yeah, there was one in episode 3 though too, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I didn't
nothing
like that.
so far that's been like totally different, but it's the fourth one in the series, so it's probably got its tricks out there, and now it's just the story and whatnot.
Hmm.
But yeah, it seems fine, consistent. So
Sweet.
yeah,
Yeah.
what have you been doing?
Okay, so I've been watching a few movies.
Cool.
I guess I'll start with Pitch Perfect.
Is that what is that? I like when I heard the title, I assumed baseball, but it's about singing.
It is about singing. It's about basically at this university. There's a whole bunch of different singing groups, like a cappella groups.
So it's Glee.
Kind of.
Okay.
And they like it's the basic like we have to get to like finals and win sort of thing.
We got to get to regionals, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I think regionals is a thing in there too. Anyways, the main group that you follow is a group called the Bellas, and it's an all-female group, which apparently is kind of weird because like an all-female group can't hit low notes very well or whatever. But then like their competition is oh my god, what the hell were they called now? It was something stupid, treble something. Like it was a play on words, of course, but it was like an all male group, and they're like the best in the school or whatever, and they always win. So that's their main like competition or whatever. Basically, the story is that a whole like coming of age in college thing. Anna Kendrick plays a girl named Becca.
Oh, dude, she's in it?
What? Yeah, she's the main girl.
Okay, that's actually she's charming. She was in a movie.
She's charming, but she's not good at acting.
Dude, she plays a thing well.
Yeah, but you haven't. Have you seen her in a starring role, like where she's on the screen most of the time?
Up in the air.
Yeah.
It's like supporting actress category, I guess, but her character's in there a lot.
She does a lot of the uncomfortable smile.
Yeah, that's not my favorite movie.
That's her whole acting.
Okay.
Like,
I guess it's like just kind of early, so maybe.
Kind of like oh my god, what's
She's
her name?
She's an enjoyable part of the Twilight films.
Like how, well, speaking of Twilight, like how Kristen Stewart has her like open mouth, like in disdain look for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her hair kind of
yeah, Anna Kendrick's is basically the uncomfortable smile.
Yeah.
For everything. That's her emotion.
Okay.
So anyway, she's the main girl. She's going to school, but she doesn't want to. She's going for free because her dad's a college professor there or whatever, and got her in for free. But what she wants to do is make music, produce music, DJ, really. Like, do remixes and stuff.
So, like, Timbaland.
Sure. So, like, she wants to go to LA and do that whole thing. But she's stuck here, and she kind of gets thrown into being part of the Bellas because she was, like, in the co-ed showers or whatever, singing to herself, and one of the Bellas person heard her, and they're like, you have to join, and blah, blah, blah. So that's what happens. She ends up liking it, and I didn't get to see the end of the movie.
What the hell? What?
I know.
Were you at a theater?
Yeah, it was at a theater.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me the next part of the story. This might be an awesome convergence of social circles. What happened next?
We got kicked out due to a fire scare.
Oh, that's awesome. Brittany, who I mentioned earlier, she had just finished watching The Master, and the fire alarm went off. But they got to finish their movie.
Okay, I didn't get to see the last 10 minutes. They were going to the championship.
Weird. Like, do you get passes or something?
Yeah, we got 2 passes.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to probably look up the end on the internet.
I was actually wondering, like, do you know if there was really a fire? I asked her, and she had no idea.
I don't think there was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And actually, if you want to get into the weird social circle, blah, 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 or whatever, you know Mark, my friend Mark, and Ron, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Mark, Ron, and actually, John too, the other John.
Yeah, I've met other
Yeah,
Johns.
so their group, they were going to see Taken 2, like, as we were being escorted out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, like,
Meanwhile, Ryan and I were at a totally different theater, but
a whole
whatever.
bunch of us were all outside, I guess, just
Hmm.
trying to figure out what was going on. So, yeah, I didn't get to see the end of it. I'm guessing that they do a song that is a remix, like,
Hmm.
that's mashup, rather.
Yeah.
And because it's obvious that Becca was going to get to choose the last song, even though the queen bee of the group like was totally against it the whole time, but then they came to an understanding at the end, like
Oh,
is
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
always happens.
Yep, exactly.
So since Becca's into like the mashups and creating stuff like that in the movie, she probably created a mashup, and they make reference to "Don't You Forget About Me"
Oh,
a
okay.
lot. So I'm pretty sure
No,
that's one of the
that's a good song.
songs.
That's a good song.
I'm guessing that's the song they do.
From the Futurama episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they make mention of the Breakfast Club a lot because one of the guys that likes Anna Kendrick's character Becca is
Hmm.
like wants to score films.
Oh, okay.
So, and like apparently Becca
So,
is
man, it just sounds like it's about kids and their love of music.
kind of.
That's
I
all
don't.
right.
It
It's
was
not the
okay. It
worst.
was totally okay.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be 100%. I didn't pay for it out of my own money.
Hmm.
I was treated to it, and in that regards, it was great.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't pay to see it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like something I would not be able to see without rolling my eyes a lot.
Yeah.
But
Well, they try to do the bridesmaids thing. Like they have like the kind of fat girl, they have the hoary girl. Like
hmm.
each girl in the group has like a different outside of the social norm type thing going for them.
Okay.
Yeah, so they try to do that whole thing
This
too.
crew of misfits.
Honestly, like even though they make mention of it, it pretty much is like the Glee version of Breakfast Club.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it ends with "Don't You Forget About Me." If it not in the part where they sing, probably like in the credits.
Hmm.
Yeah, like probably a bunch of them in a circle or whatever, kind of dancing and
Weird. Like
singing it.
EVA made really explicit references to that movie too. It's like
Yeah.
a bunch of people who grew up watching those are now just like, hey, I'm gonna make movies exactly like that.
Right.
What's dude's name? I feel like an idiot.
Which one?
The director guy. He wrote Home Alone, and he was also involved in all sorts of like those 80s movies, man. 16 Candles. John or
John
Hughes.
Hughes?
Hughes, yeah,
Wait,
that guy.
that's the name you couldn't remember?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
crazy. Out of
I
all the
know.
names in your repertoire.
He's not like, to be fair, like I like me the films. He has never really done stuff for me, but it's fine. I get it. He's a guy. Cool.
He's done
But
good
yeah.
stuff, yo.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not I'm not gonna I'm not gonna get into this fight. I'm just, some people get inspired by them and some don't. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, if that's not the type of movie that you want to do, you wouldn't be inspired by him anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
Like, if that's not your style, like, you can respect what he does, but you wouldn't necessarily do it for yourself. So
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, but that's why the name doesn't immediately come to mind because it's not one of my names. He's not on my list. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay. Pitch Perfect in theaters now. Everything, as far as we know, everything but the last 10 minutes is pretty good.
It's okay.
That last 10
Um,
minutes, who knows?
it is like if you have a like normal girlfriend who's not into like weird horror stuff or you know what I mean. Just like
Yeah,
if
worth a watch.
or if like you're seeing a girl for the first time and you don't know what she's into, this is probably a good one to take her to.
A nice safe bet.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Nothing crazy unsavory happens. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Next on your list that I'm curious about actually. Okay, Insidious.
Yes.
I had the chance to see this.
Okay.
I thought it looked scary, and I didn't want to see it. Is it real scary?
So you chickened out.
Literally, yeah. We had like advanced passes, and I was like, dude, I just don't want to see that right now. I want to not be scared.
Okay, so a lot of people hate this movie.
What?
A
Okay.
lot of people I've talked to don't like it at all.
I've heard Poltergeist comparisons and Patrick Wilson's in it, so it sounds
No,
pretty cool.
no, absolutely the Poltergeist thing for sure.
Okay.
Um, they go in a way different direction than I thought they were going to.
Okay.
Like from all the trailers and stuff, I was thinking like another Paranormal Activity sort of
Like
like in
kid
your house
deaths.
horror thing.
Yeah. Okay.
They, how should I put this? You know, astral projections.
Yeah.
They deal with that.
Oh, weird. So something's transmitting itself from another place into their home.
No, they're
Like
transmitting themselves out.
they're projecting themselves into some other place in the galaxy or something, or what?
Like, should I?
It
It
sounds
might
like
get
John
it might
Carter.
get a little spoilery.
Yeah, I do plan to see it, so maybe don't.
Okay.
But I mean, for the sake of our audience, maybe they just want to know. I don't
Well,
know.
I won't go too in depth with stuff then.
Like, it is the month of Halloween time, so we could just say, like, is this a good horror movie for the peoples to see?
I'm gonna say yes, but a lot of people say no, and the reason they say no is because they're expecting a different type of movie, like a Paranormal Activity or something like that,
Right.
and it turns into more of a weird like experiment with horror later on, which
Okay.
I'm more of a fan of.
How are the performances and stuff? Like, there was...
Performances were fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give the basic idea is like you think a ghost is haunting them or something, right?
Yeah.
But what happened is the kid can astral project, and he projected himself while he was sleeping one night too far into something that the psychic lady calls the further,
Mm-hmm.
and got lost. And what happens is since his soul was basically removed from his body, stuck in this like other realm,
Oh, like Poltergeist. Okay.
it
But,
opens up his body. So like
oh,
a whole bunch of like ghosts and demons and stuff like are
can
trying to
move
get
in.
right.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay. That sounds pretty cool.
Right. And then like it takes
So
a
it's like, hey, there's a vacancy on this kid. Let's move in all these demons.
right.
And they want to prevent that from happening and switch those out for their kid again, I'm assuming.
And I'm gonna say this for a PG-13 movie, fantastic. Like for
Okay.
horror, a PG-13 horror that kept me going, it's really good. So
Okay.
I definitely do recommend it to horror aficionado.
I think like some of the producers are involved in that upcoming movie Sinister, and that looks kind of neat to me too.
I know. I always find it funny that like Insidious, Sinister. It's like really,
Yeah, you just gotta come up with a cool word. You
yeah,
got yourself a movie.
yeah,
Sinister though, hard R rating, so I'm expecting some gnarly business.
right,
I don't know. It just that it's toying with like movie stuff, like something within the film is cursed or something. I don't know. It sounds cool to me because I found the idea of like a movie screen somehow being aware of you is one of the most weird things that you could do. And if that's what they're doing with this in a movie theater setting, that could be scary. I
yeah.
don't know.
And like the
I'm excited.
director is that James Wan guy.
Yeah, so it's the same guy.
Yeah, so like he did Saw and Dead Silence. Dead
Oh
Silence
wait, no,
was
sorry. The Sinister guy is Scott Derrickson.
no,
Who's the
yeah,
other guy. And
no,
he's
the guy
actually
that
made a
did
pretty
Saw.
shitty movie. So great.
Dead Silence is really bad,
Hmm.
but the idea of it's okay. Like Saw, the first Saw was really good. Like this guy does good ideas. So
Oh
I'm
wait, was that the wait, oh, Dead Silence. Yeah. Okay.
it was bad.
I thought he made a revenge movie with Kevin Bacon.
Death Sentence? Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get
Nice.
to see it though.
I haven't seen it either, but that sounds alright.
Yeah, like that guy has a knack for choosing stuff or whatever that has a good idea and running with it. So I'm looking forward to anything that has his name on it. Hopefully we see more stuff soon.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to my cinematic experiences. I think it was pretty much the night after we recorded. I decided, hey, I have this cheap wine, and I haven't seen Electroma in a while, so this is perfect. So I drank all of that, and got really, really drunk for the first time. I think I would describe myself as really drunk.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Congratulations.
it was fun. Somewhere, I probably shouldn't even say this, but I did record stuff from it.
I have to see this.
Some of it cannot be seen.
Why?
I am not wearing clothes, but it's okay.
And you recorded that?
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
No, wait. No.
I tweeted about that. I said that to the world, that the yes, the ape man sits in front of the portal into another world or something. That is a tweet. Apes don't wear clothes, Paul.
But no. Wait.
What?
Why were
What?
you taking video of yourself not wearing clothes?
Because true uninhibitions, dude. That's only possible with alcohol. That's not true, but
No, it's not true, but it does help a lot. But what I'm asking is, like, what were you doing that you
oh,
found
I was just naked. That's all.
and just like running a camera up and down?
Uh, no, but a little, but no. Pieces of my anatomy that cannot be shown are in a video now. In fact, I don't know where my camera is, so now I'm a little worried. But it's okay.
So,
Someone somewhere could get to know me.
is
Really.
that the closest you have to a sex tape then?
Yeah, but it's just nudity, so whatever. If
Okay.
I was a royal, I would be embarrassed about it, but I'm not. I'm just a guy, so I'm fine. Great. Yeah, that happened.
So,
But
what we're saying is Nathan has a sex tape.
I don't. I don't have a sex tape.
Okay.
According to how popular some people get real quickly, I don't think that works for dudes, though. Is there any dude that has gotten famous off of a sex tape?
Hulk Hogan.
Really?
He has a sex tape.
But he was already famous.
Yeah.
So I don't think that really, that's just part of his legacy now.
Does
Whereas, like,
that mean I should leak a sex tape?
just to try that out as a means of, no, because then John Hamm would have no respect for me.
Mm.
So,
No, I'm saying should I leak one?
I guess if you want, try that out. It worked for some talentless people, but you have talent, right? So don't.
Like in theory,
Yeah.
and I would have to find that cassette tape. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Wait, you already have one?
I do.
It is the thing?
No,
Okay.
I do have one. Yeah.
Okay. So this is like Kevin Smith's buddy territory.
I don't know what that means.
No, isn't that thing? Doesn't Muse have a sex tape and Kevin Smith saw it and thought it was just like really weird? And he talked
Oh
about
yeah.
it? Yeah. It's like that. But in this scenario, I am Kevin Smith.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh wait. No, I don't want to be Jason Mewes.
You're Muse now. That's how
God
it is.
damn it.
Yep.
That's how it works. One day you're Paul, the next day you're Jason Mewes.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, but anyway, okay, Electrum is great. It was way more enjoyable with alcohol because that movie's pretty slow.
Yeah.
But while crazy, it was just super interesting, and the slow bits just blazed past to the point where I was like, man, that movie's only 70 minutes. I need to keep this party rolling. So I watched Interstellar 5555 as well.
Great.
The only, what sucks about that is I found out my DVD skips weird during that, which ruins that, because it's a music experience. But at the time, it didn't really bother me. I'm wondering if it was also just my disc drive has some weird issues, or VLC was bugging or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a double feature of Daft Punk's cinematic experiments with alcohol. I don't know if what I experienced the next day qualifies as a hangover, though. Other than I slept a lot, though, and then my senses were weirdly dulled for a bit.
And you felt dehydrated?
Yeah.
That's essentially a hangover. It's the dehydration of your body.
But, the thing that was, loud noises or extra piercing and annoying to you, is that part of it?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if I just didn't really encounter much that day that would be bothersome or what.
Well, if you slept for most of the day, then no.
Right, so I slept through that phase.
Yeah.
So that would be if you got drunk one night and then woke up 6 hours later, you'd feel horrible for a while.
Which usually happens.
Because work or something?
No. I guess if you're an alcoholic, maybe.
Okay.
No, usually for the alcohol going through your body, bathroom break, or if you drank way too much, getting up in the middle of the night to puke and getting the spins and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. I kind of ingested over the course of 40 minutes or something, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour, maybe, I don't know. So I wasn't vomity ever. I was pretty happy the whole time.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Then brief television rundown. Regular show continues to be good.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some more enjoyable episodes of late. And American Horror Story is starting to really kind of annoy me.
Why?
It's getting so goofy. But I guess, yeah, it's maintaining the problem of there's too much happening every week for this to be plausible at some point. It's just
Mm-hmm.
there's like too many bodies piling up near this house and around this house for them to be there, or cops not to be more involved. Like they're kind of there, but they're kind of just like, oh, whatever. Like this house where there was these murders before and this history of murders and whatever. We're not gonna get too weirded out about it or whatever. Like just little weird logical things that are starting to bother me. Um, though one of the characters is starting to kind of become unwound by it, which is a good thing to finally have happen, because she seemed to be taking things way too well for way too long. So maybe they'll close out the season well, but I don't know. I have mixed feelings on that show now. It's yeah, too goofy. I like my horror. I like some. I've said this, that Rosemary's Baby arc is the arc I want.
Where it just like really slowly builds up with a bunch of creepy shit
Yeah,
and with a weird payoff.
real slow, and then the payoff is everything.
Right.
Like none of this cheap business throughout.
Okay.
This show really likes its cheap stuff kind of in there. Like some gruesome business has to happen.
Right.
It's kind of trying to play both crowds. Like it's like if you like gory, dumb horror stuff, we're gonna do that a lot. But then we're also gonna have this season arc that is kind of like the slower burn. But with all this other stuff going on in the meantime, it just seems kind of weird. Like I'm not expecting the payoff from the big thing to hit as hard as it could have.
Right.
If they had spent more time kind of creating a mood of kind of like something's wrong, and instead of like, oh no, things are clearly wrong because dudes are showing up doing crazy nonsense and the audience is privy to all of it all the time. So, there's not a lot of surprises left, I don't think. But again, I haven't seen the rest of it.
Well, if you don't like that type of horror, you should probably not watch Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Oh, okay. Is it cheap payoffs? But it's like a TV show, right? Oh, dude, is this the Gremlins movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I have seen it, and it is no good.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Okay.
Like, the whole time I watched that movie, I just hated her dad, Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
Her dad's a dick.
Right. Like, just for not taking her seriously, or... Like,
Like,
it does...
even when weird shit is happening.
Like, clearly happening.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, you need to settle down and stop being hysterical. It's like, no, there's monsters. They exist. They're real. And it's like, yeah, I vaguely remember that. Some people did like it, though, for having, like that kind of little girl protagonist as kind of a unique thing or something. It's not, but it's... I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I like Gremlins, but it wasn't Gremlins.
No, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
5 out of 10, maybe.
Yeah, who's the wife?
Oh, Katie Holmes?
Oh, right, yeah, she was in movies.
I'm guessing that's who you mean because you don't actually see the wife. She's the new girlfriend.
Oh, okay, that's who I meant. Like the primary female figure in the movie.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, right. No, that was part of it too. Was heroic stepmom.
Yeah.
Something people appreciate, because usually that's a cheap thing you can do, is just being like the evil stepmom. But this stepmom was actually nice. Yeah,
and she believed her, and even when she believed her, the stupid idiot wasn't having it. So I don't know.
Yeah, like some people pointed out little details they thought were cool, but generally I just found it kind of annoying. So, and that was some Del Toro produced business, right?
Yeah. Well, he was a writer on it, I think.
Okay.
I guess that goes to show that he can't write.
Oh, Stephen Byrne.
Either that or maybe it was like bad direction.
It's some Canadian guy. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
from
not,
Lethbridge, actually.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of weird, but it's his first film.
Like friendship connections to someone who knows that guy or something.
Yeah, because he was in Lethbridge and then he moved to Saskatchewan, but it's his first feature film ever. So, I don't know. I guess that's that. Don't see that. See Insidious.
Yeah, okay. If you're looking for some horror business, Insidious. I'm just looking at... I apparently gave this movie a 4.
That sounds about right. Because it's not completely garbage, but like the little bits of stuff.
I think the thing it's coming back. I think what I liked was the house.
The house was great. The set design or whatever was great. Yeah.
Man, I wish this house was in a better movie. But
yeah, totally. And even the like little monsters didn't really bother me. They were just kind of annoying.
Hmm. I think. Oh, that was the other thing. Like, I wish they didn't talk as much because it kind of ruined them.
Yes,
I don't know.
totally. Yeah, like, and I have a thing with swarms. Like, I
Hmm.
think I would rather be chased by like a giant creature than a
Yeah.
whole bunch of little ones all swarming together because that's just kind of gross.
Yeah, like the internet's favorite question right now is about ducks and horses or whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah, small things scurrying around at you, that's awful.
yeah,
Like ants and junk get me kind of like, oh, more than a single, badger
totally.
in theory. I've never actually been chased down by a badger. They might be terrifying. But yeah,
I guess I'll say I also watched South Park season 15.
all of it?
Yeah,
How many episodes is that?
14.
And how are they doing nowadays?
It's okay.
Okay.
Um, it's more South Park, I guess. There's nothing I can think of that's really standing out. But
Like
like
specific
when you're
theme or
turning out
something.
an episode a week while things are relevant,
Yeah.
like it's still really impressive knowing that part.
But no kind of like man bear pig or crab people kind of like, oh man, that was real funny.
One of the last episodes, I think it was episode 13 or 12,
Hmm.
they go into some weird territory with Cartman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like they tell him to grow up. So like something starts happening to all his dolls that he plays with.
Hmm.
And it's just kind of a weird, like, the ending of it, I won't ruin it. It's kind of a weird, like, look into his psyche.
Okay. Some psychoanalyzing of Eric
It's
Cartman.
really, really weird. But yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
pretty funny.
Yeah, I still dig that show. I last one I watched was he was the kingpin of some sort of chicken mafia.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to remember what season that was.
He always seems to be the kingpin of something.
Yeah.
Like when they
So,
go to the Sudan to be pirates.
yep.
Yeah, or Somalia, rather.
Hmm. I
And
have seen that one too.
yeah, like, it's ridiculous.
So I think like somewhere in season 13 or something is where I left off. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. South Park's still doing stuff. You excited for the game? Like Obsidian's game?
Like, I don't know.
Okay.
The thing I like about South Park isn't necessarily the art and the characters.
Mhm.
So
Like the
like
writing and stuff that they riff on or
not even that is so much as like a full episode worth of like parody and satire that they do so like perfectly.
yeah.
And I have a feeling that won't translate to a game very well.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like I've heard some discussions on that about like will they do anything beyond just hey, look at this, it's a video game. Look at all these video game conventions that the South Park dudes are doing. Or would it
I would
actually
like to
have
think they'd
any
be smarter
topics,
than that, but I mean they
stories?
might.
Yeah, like would it have any kind of real content in it in terms of like South Park commenting on stuff? Because like it doesn't have that 2 week turnaround.
Right.
So it's not like any political stuff that's happening right now will be reflected in this video game they've been working on for 2 years. So I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows? But yeah, I'm generally like just I like that sense of humor and I like those dudes. So I'll probably check it out. I like Obsidian too. Their writing can be pretty sweet.
I
So.
mean, yeah, I'll probably buy it day one, but I'm hoping it's okay.
Hmm. And then I saw a double feature of stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
Um, Taken 2,
Mhm.
which I liked the first Taken reasonable amount.
Yeah.
Like it's still a pretty straightforward revenge movie with
But it's
some
done
real.
well. It has some badass parts in it.
Yeah, like it's basically you just get to see Liam Neeson be real badass and just like uncompromising. Like just you have done something to wrong me, so I'm just gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And he kills people really effectively, and it's pretty crazy. This movie, like from the first trailers, I was like, wow, this looks real convoluted. But of course it would be, because how do you have the same people get taken again?
Yeah.
Like, why would that happen? They decided to tie it directly into the events of the first movie, which totally makes sense. Because one of the big questions lingering after the end of the first movie was like, wait, he just killed like 40 people and no one cares? And it's just
Yeah.
like, no, 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 no. This one father dude in like some village somewhere, he cares a lot. He's pissed that like his son is dead. So he gets together a crew of dudes to mess with Liam Neeson and his family while they're vacationing in Istanbul. Where all of this goes really weird for me is most of the craziest stuff that happens is Liam Neeson and his family causing problems in Istanbul. Like just throwing grenades and blowing up a car just to signal where they are.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. Like it's like Liam Neeson and his wife get taken and his daughter, he's talking to her on the phone, which like first of all, why did they let him keep that? Why didn't they just kill him? Like there's tons of logical moments like that where I'm just like these bad guys make no sense. Cuz in this car chase they were shooting at him and they could have killed him. That could have happened. That's what happens when you shoot a gun at a person. But then 2 minutes later when they catch him successfully, they decide they want to actually bring him to this specific hill to kill him there for revenge
Right.
or something. So there's just like my brain was just not letting me enjoy anything that was happening like the whole time. And most of the fight scenes just didn't have that same quality of just like, oh dude, I can't believe he did that to that guy. Like there was like one or two moments like that in the whole movie. And I was just generally really bummed out by the whole thing. Like it was just like logical problems everywhere. The story obviously I guess has to be kind of cheesy, but it was more so than I wanted to be. And then how much time you're kind of hanging out with his family as well is just not something I want to do. Like
Right.
the first movie was like his daughter disappears and then the rest of the movie is you and Liam Neeson hanging out while he goes to wreck stuff.
Yeah.
But here you don't get that one solitary man doing his thing. You get like a daddy-daughter buddy action movie for like a good chunk of it, and that's
Great.
just not. I don't know.
Great.
It was not something I wanted. Right after that, though, I saw End of Watch, which I was really impressed by. That is the cop movie from the writer of Training Day, I guess, David Ayer.
Yep.
He wrote.
He directed it too.
Yeah, he directed this movie.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Cena, is that his name? Cena.
Michael Pena or whatever.
Pena, is that? Yeah. They are cops who are like, you could reduce this to like, oh, it's a buddy cop movie,
Yeah.
and tradition of buddy
Which
cop.
I have in my mind.
Right, but I mean, it somehow manages to give it a more authenticity, and it's just like, no, it's like cops, like partners, like actually how this dynamic works. It seemed to kind of capture, at least in my mind, what cop work in South Central Los Angeles could be like.
Okay.
It was like a ride along almost, and like that's encouraged by the camera tactics they're doing. Like it's kind of a found footage movie.
Mm-hmm. Like
But
Cops, the show.
Yeah, like it has some of that. Like they kind of set up the gimmick. Like Jake Gyllenhaal's character is doing some sort of film project as well, so he has
Okay.
kind of lapel cameras that him and his partner have on them.
Mm-hmm.
But they cheat that too, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they kind of sort of half committed to this gimmick without going all the way. Because like, yeah, you have the dash cam, you have the cameras on their lapels. They have some sort of portable camera as well. And then there's like a lot of little events that are happening that would make sense to have cameras at. Like it's like a wedding or some sort of family reunion party for one of them. Like they're parts of each other's lives, obviously, because they're friends. So like at an event like that, it's like, yeah, someone would probably be videotaping the wedding or something. Like that makes sense. But then yeah, it'll just periodically just be like, and apparently there was also a camera on the floor of this car. Like, apparently there was also a more cinematic angle right here. And it's just like, all right, like I'm paying attention, so you're cheating, but whatever. The most important thing though is the dynamic between Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael. I wish I knew his name. I should probably just wish I knew their characters' names. But whatever. The two primary characters, their dynamic is great. They actually seem like real friends, which makes everything that happens that much more interesting.
Okay.
And yeah, like it's kind of just like gang related stuff happening in Los Angeles. So like the actual mystery, yeah, Michael. Okay, Mike and Brian are the two characters' names.
Okay.
And Anna Kendrick is also in this movie as Brian's new girlfriend, Janet.
Great.
Yeah. But whatever. They stumble into kind of this weird little mystery with this one Spanish gang And that kind of like they're beat cops, but they're kind of doing this detective thing on the side and making busts and whatever. And that they spread out the events of the movie over several months makes it seem again a little more plausible than an action-packed like 2 days or something where like all this gnarly stuff goes down.
Yeah.
Like they managed to kind of like put enough downtime in it that's just like, yeah, this could happen. Maybe. Like, this would still be a pretty crazy case to stumble into, but it's a movie, so I'm okay with that. And
Right.
yeah, like, I don't know. Like, the way some of the kind of standoffs and stuff are done, some of the gnarly business that happens to some of the other cops, it has a real gritty, but plausible and authentic feel that I really thought was cool. And yeah, I don't know. It was pseudo documentary type feel because of the found footage,
Mm-hmm.
and like it takes advantage of that stuff pretty well. Yeah, I was quite impressed by the movie. I would
Cool.
probably give it an 8.
Wow.
It
Okay,
was,
that's a lot higher than I thought.
yeah, it was
Okay.
much more impressive than I was like, because yeah, it reviewed quite well, and I was like, all right. Like when I first saw the trailer, I was like, that could be a fun little bit of whatever, but it was a bit more than that. I'd say it was pretty cool, and yeah, just like where Training Day and stuff really focus on like, man, these cops are corrupt. Like this is a truly just like, you know, cops have to have a really weird job. Like they have to
Yeah.
put up with the worst stuff going on really regularly.
Yeah.
So like they're kind of like that. There's a little opening monologue by Jake Gyllenhaal that basically explains like everything cops do in society and how they are people, but they're not allowed to let that impact their support of the law and all this stuff. So they kind of have to act like distance themselves, but they can't help themselves sometimes. Like there's some very kind of emotional things that happen. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Movie of the week. I don't know. End of watch.
All right.
That was the last thing I did. That was yesterday.
That might be something I check out.
Yeah, I'd encourage checking it out. It was a pretty cool movie.
Cool. Okay, well, with that, we'll go on to. I have one piece of news.
Okay.
Taken 3 is likely.
Yeah, I didn't say this, but yeah, they basically directly set up what could well happen in Taken 3.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, like it's like there's other people that might be pissed about what happened in this movie. So, Taken 3.
So, yeah, apparently the writer of Taken was like, we didn't start talking about Taken 3 until we saw the numbers, but then we said, oh, okay, we should do a third one, and Fox wants us to do a third one.
Okay.
So, there you go. People going to see Taken 2, even though apparently it's not that great.
Yeah, like it made
You're causing it to die now. So, congratulations.
Like, the only thing I can assume is like this time they'll come to his turf and that'll happen. So,
well,
like,
it sounds like Neeson won't be coming back.
what?
Yeah. He
Well,
said
then-
he said I think this is the end. How many times can she be taken? I mean, it's just Bad Parenthood after that.
Right, but like, dude, it's like the biggest movie he's got going on, like 49 million in one weekend.
Yeah.
Like, unless he like, I'd actually admire it if he's like, dude, no, I'm creatively done with this movie. Like, this character is done.
But yeah, well, I mean, we'll see what happens with that.
Right. Okay.
Questions?
Okay.
We'll go through a few of them quickly here. We didn't. Okay, so full transparency, as like I've been listening to old episodes, we say that a lot. But
full transparency, yeah, we do. We're
yeah,
trying to let you guys in on the behind the scenes.
that's one of the things. We just finished recording something else right before this,
Mm-hmm.
so this is real last minute. So we didn't. Like, I didn't personally even know we'd be recording tonight because of something
We've
else.
been kind of mentally preparing for other projects, so this was an afterthought in some respects. So we didn't solicit questions, is what you're saying, right?
Right. So what we're going to do is go through a few of the questions on the giveaway that we did that didn't make the cut.
Runner-up questions, yeah.
That were still pretty good. Like, they were all good questions, but we had to pick 2 each. So, sorry.
And we didn't want to put them in that episode because then we raise this false expectation. It's like, oh, I won. And it's like, no, I'm sorry. But thanks for participating.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through this.
Questions, so here we go.
A tariff. Okay, his name's Alex. So
Okay.
Alex
Hey, Alex.
asks, If you could have any two companies collaborate to create a new game slash series, which two would you choose?
Two companies collaborate.
I'm gonna say Square and Enix.
Whoa, dude, that should happen. Could you imagine if the Final Fantasy people and the Dragon Quest people?
Oh my god. Yeah. Um,
Whoa, wait. What if
Bethesda and
Square
BioWare.
and Nintendo made a game?
My answer is Bethesda and BioWare.
Bethesda and BioWare. Okay,
I'd like to see the
kind of
creative.
worlds
I'd like to see
nature
the
of
creative
Skyrim
force of BioWare meet
with
with
that
the
rating.
technical prowess of Bethesda.
Yeah, maybe. That's interesting. I'm trying to think what I'd want. Like specifically, is this supposed to be like a franchise mashup or just creative minds from one place? Ooh, wait. Okay.
Collaborate, so it wouldn't be like anyone moving over. It would be two companies working on a new game project.
Oh man, I kind of want like just this is again me kind of pulling from just exciting stuff I've been hearing from the Idle Thumbs people, but Joseph Mechner, is that his name?
Mechner?
Yeah, he is the Prince of Persia guy.
Okay.
Metner, maybe. I'm not. Oh, whatever. Now I feel bad. I'm just gonna look up Sands of Time. Anyway, last game he did was Sands of Time.
Okay.
He just does really kind of weird stuff with the nature of time in games in a way that, like, not even necessarily in Sands of Time. There's this game I've only heard about. I recently acquired it called Last Express,
Okay.
which is kind of this weird microcosm in time where you are in a train and like 8 hours goes by or something. Like it's a set amount of time. Think a Groundhog Day type scenario
Mm-hmm.
where you can like relive the same events, but like if you're not in this train car to hear this conversation, you won't hear it because you missed it. It
Right.
already happened. Those two characters talked already, and you weren't there. Like it kind of does that kind of weird microcosm thing. I'd like to see like but then I like the city design and like the kind of world construction of Rockstar,
Yeah.
like how big and how well designed they did Liberty City. Like I wish the gameplay in it was more toned down.
And like LA Noir and stuff.
Oh man, LA Noir was so close to doing something really really cool.
Yeah.
Quite do it, but I
Yeah.
still like a lot about it. But yeah, hold on. Oh, where's the dude's name? I just don't want to get it wrong. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, Jordan Mechner.
Jordan. Okay.
That's the guy. I'd like to see him work with the Rockstar people. I'm not sure what they do, but he's done some cool stuff. They make some cool worlds. I want his cool stuff in their cool world. So, Ubisoft and Rockstar, maybe. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So Let's Play Max asks, what are 3 video game characters that could make it on the next Smash Bros. That you'd like to see? And adversely, what are 3 video games that couldn't make it on the next Smash Bros. That you'd like to see? I'm not good with like who's in Smash Bros. I don't like the games very much.
Yeah, I haven't spent a lot of time with Smash Brothers since Melee. They should put Dead Mouse in it. You should just
Okay.
people with shockwaves.
Yeah.
Not even video game characters, which is totally against the spirit of the
Super Meat Boy should be one that couldn't be.
He couldn't be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think
Principal Cosmos, I would like.
what's that?
He has a ball. I'm
Yeah.
just looking at my shelf, but I'm actually thinking I like those characters, like the Nobi people, like that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Principal Cosmos in there, that would be kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like cartoony type characters that could do weird things. Like I guess any of the Skylanders.
Like don't have Beautiful Joe in his own bad Red Hot Rumble game. Just put him in the real thing.
Yeah.
Like that might work.
Yeah.
And a third one,
Shepherd.
50 Cent.
50 Cent. There you go.
That's actually probably on the list of ones that couldn't be, but whatever. I'm gonna put him on there.
Okay,
He's a video game hero, so you know.
Okay, so Zeta asks, two-part question: why is it seemingly 99% of video game crossovers happen in fighting games like Marvel vs. Capcom, Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, etc.? Two, given the opportunity, what franchises would you bring together, and what genre would you do it? Um, a lot, a lot of the reason why the crossovers happen in fighting games is because fighting games mainly focus on characters and not game elements or story things. Basically, every fighting game comes down to the same thing: two dudes are pitted against each other, and you have to fight. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
about
like you
just
strip away
characters.
all the things that make that character a character, though, and it's just like they fight. Like
Yes,
this is this guy fighting. Why is he fighting? Because it's a fighting tournament. That's the only reason you need in this context.
right.
It's easy to do.
It's open enough that you can put anyone in there, and with the fighting games, what fighting people go for is like their favorite characters from other games and stuff.
Right. So Frank West is here. He's normally photojournalist and he has all this other stuff going on, but here he's just punching people. So
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Right. That's
Yeah,
why.
that's probably why. Like you could also do like I guess kart racing is another easy way to go because you're just like this guy drives a car apparently. So Frank West driving this car that has not yet happened, but could very well. Or the Virtual Fighter people in that Sonic game. What game would I like to see?
What two franchises would you bring together, and what genre would you do it in?
Hmm.
Silent Hill and Resident Evil survival horror.
How? But
I
okay.
don't
So,
know.
like,
I'm just saying stuff. I don't know.
like they're kind of. I'm on the verge of seeing what this
Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
Yeah, it'd be totally crazy. I'm trying to. Yeah, like if you put like a weird character in a place where he doesn't belong, like you take the Prince of Persia and you put him in downtown New York City.
I would put Simon Belmont from Castlevania into Duke Nukem's L.A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on. Like, I like the character Sissel or whatever from Ghost Trick.
Okay.
So if you could take that kind of like ghost thing and put him in something else. So what would you put him in? An open world game of some kind?
Yeah.
I like open world games a lot. I've been thinking about that, and I like those.
Hmm.
So, yeah, if you could take some of those guys and kind of just give them a space to inhabit, that'd be cool. I don't know. Or the Work Time Fun cast, put them in something.
Okay, I got one last one.
All right,
I'd put Lara Croft in DOA.
perfect. That has happened, hasn't it? Like,
I don't know.
the Big Chest Club.
I don't know, but like if it hasn't, I should probably copyright that idea to make millions when they do it.
Copyright someone else's copyrighted work.
Yep.
And be like, if you mix them in this way, I actually copyrighted that.
Yeah, it's the idea.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like someone else holds the copyright to Jetsons Meet the Flintstones. They had to talk to that guy.
Right.
So weird.
Okay. Boredom Kills. What's the best 2012 game? What made you like it? The worst 2012? You know what? We're going to save that for our year-end discussions, so sorry, Boredom Kills. We'll get to it then.
Yeah, okay.
There's still stuff coming out.
I still need to kind of go back and see what I really liked this year. Spelunky was cool, though.
What is your favorite game made over the past 10 years? I have a feeling we kind of answered that at some point.
I was just looking at my list of games, actually. Majora's Mask falls outside of that. That was 2000.
Yeah.
So that was 12 years ago.
So 2002 onwards.
I honestly, like, I know... Like, I don't know if people on this podcast have heard me say this a million times, but Deadly Premonition did some really crazy stuff.
I'm going to say maybe Snake Eater.
That was a good one, too.
Just because I can play it over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really hard question, but there's my answer for
Deadly
today.
Premonition, Metal Gear Solid 3, and to some extent Shadow of the Colossus, though I didn't find it as compelling as I did last time I played it. Which is
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I didn't even finish it. I got to, like, Colossi 13 or something, and then I was like, yeah.
Oh, you only had like 2 left.
I know, but I was like, I remember how this goes, and, like, I've already fought some of my favorite battles, so...
Yeah.
I think I remember liking one of the last ones quite a bit. There's, like, these big stone things surrounding him, and you kind of have to... I forget what you even do. You're standing on this bridge, and you jump off the bridge onto his head. Do you remember? I think it was maybe 12.
Yeah. I don't remember it very well, but kind of,
Well,
yeah.
whatever. Anyway, yeah. So Shadow of the Colossus is really good, but I don't know. things about it don't do it right.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway,
So,
okay.
Flizer97, when playing a game, what do you feel is the most important aspect that makes a game good? Gameplay,
Yeah.
for me.
Hmm. Well, like that sense of it being your fault is key. Like if it's like if you screw up, you know why. It's
Yeah.
not the game cheated you in some way or the AI characters are actually way better than you or something. Like when the game doesn't cheat and plays it fair and you can tell that's happening and you feel kind of satisfied knowing that and you grow as a player. Like yeah, kind of the gameplay mentality of it giving you all the moves you need right up front and then
Yeah.
you just get better,
Yeah.
which is kind of I guess what Skate was trying to do too. And I feel like I should probably spend more time with that series in terms of extreme sports stuff or whatever, right? Like you don't level up, you just get better.
Skate's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's in the extreme sports context, but like or like Meat Boy or something where it's just like you know all the jumps and things you need, you just need to get better at doing that.
Right.
So that's a cool balance to strike. So yeah, the gameplay needs to be really, really honed. So it just feels right. That feel that everyone talks about.
That's right.
That's important.
Uh,
You need it. But yeah,
Studded
anyway.
for your pleasure. It's all about the feel. Also, you wake up and find that your city has flown away. What do you do?
Right.
Honestly, I probably die. I don't know what I would do. Like,
I'd probably start migrating to Edmonton.
yeah, like, would every city fly away or just Calgary?
That would be terrifying because you wouldn't know until you get there. So you're just
Because,
like,
like,
man, I hope it's just Calgary. I
if
gotta
just
get
Calgary flew away, I'd probably just, like, walk to Balzac or Airdrie.
right.
I know
Like there
people in
are
Airdrie.
neighboring communities. I'd probably go to Airdrie,
Yeah, so that's what
hang
we
out
would
at the
do.
Tower Lane Mall,
Ugh,
eat some
gross.
mushroom melt burgers.
Those were so good.
Those weren't bad. Um, yeah,
So yeah,
that's
walk to
probably what I do.
Airdrie.
After the initial like complete confusion and video blogging about it took place. So yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, dudes, I don't know. Look at this. There's
Yeah,
just
I would look
torn
at
up
my
ground
phone. I would
everywhere.
look at my phone battery and hope it lasts me until I got to a plug-in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And hope the
Okay.
water was running. I don't know. Yeah.
So Dagfari asks, with Miss Pandaria and Guild Wars 2, the two new heavyweights in the MMORPG genre, is it becoming rather stale, or is there a chance for redemption? It's becoming stale just because old business models aren't working. They need to start doing things. They need to go free to play more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The whole like subscription thing doesn't work, and that's why people flocked to Guild Wars. Miss Pandaria still looks okay. I know we'll probably buy it, but that's
It looks
because
so goofy. Like I was baffled that it is just unabashedly Kung Fu Panda.
well,
Esque.
they had Pandaren in way before Kung Fu Panda was even a thought.
I know, but just looking at the video, like it's just like, oh, they're not trying to differentiate this and make it like a hardcore panda because you can't really do that.
Yeah,
It is just a goofy ass panda in a big Chinese hat,
yeah,
and it's like, okay,
that's kind of just like what WoW is, though.
super goofy. I guess so.
It's always had goofy stuff in it.
Hmm.
Is there a chance for redemption? Yeah, but not in the business models and ideas they have set up right now.
I'm actually like now I'm just trying to think like what constitutes traditional MMO or whatever. Like, does it specifically have to be an RPG, or are we just talking massive multiplayer things? Because Minecraft is like a weird thing that's happened.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Because like the
Like,
traditional idea of an MMO, when it
right.
changes, then yeah, there is redemption for it.
Like yeah, there's going to be huge multiplayer experiences forever now because we live in a world with internet. But what that looks like, I have no idea. Like that kind of clicky game, I'm personally, I think it's peaked. Like I don't know if people can be pulled into more of that
Hmm.
in the same way, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Like maybe PlanetSide 2 will finally figure out how to make the shooting MMO a thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So no, it's not done. But that model, that specific fantasy MMO swords and sorcery thing,
Hmm.
I think that is definitely at a stagnancy for at least a while. Like maybe there'll be a throwback one in like a decade that's like, wow, remember that? And then I don't know, but I don't think we'll have that zeitgeist again for a while.
Yeah, probably not.
Personally, I don't know. I hope not. Maybe I wasn't really a fan. But yeah,
Okay.
you were way into it though. Did you? Like you were in the peak of the WoW's power.
I was in there. Yep.
Yeah. Do you
I was
think
on the
that'll happen
front line.
again?
No, it won't ever happen again.
Okay.
I don't think. People have become too, what's the word I'm looking for? Disinterested.
Or the attention span thing?
Yeah.
Like, kept making it easier and easier, right?
Yeah.
To kind of broaden it more and more. To the point where it doesn't really resemble what it was.
The thing is, like, when they started making it easier and easier to get into, the people that actually, like, were really into it started feeling neglected and, like, alienated. And the people that aren't fully into it don't have attention spans. You need to hold the people with the attention spans with what they liked. So, yeah, like, by making it easier, you brought in a whole bunch of people that, like, will buy it, play it for a week, and then go on to the next thing.
Right. Which is, I guess we haven't brought up, like, Old Republic as being kind of, like, a profound demonstration of the fact that this era is over.
Yes.
Because, like, they tried to release a game that did the exact same thing, of just, like, big, giant game, you know, like, $60 plus $15 expansion pack, a name everyone knows, Star Wars, and no one was interested.
Right.
You know? Like, at least not in the same way. Like, so, yeah, that they're switching to free-to-play and trying to kind of get people to look at it at all, like, you know, there you go.
Right. Okay, so Amberstone 95.
Yep.
Top 3 games in the newest Humble Indie Bundle.
Oh, the one that just came out?
Yeah, I'm going to say Jamestown, Bit Trip Runner, and Torchlight.
Okay. I'm trying to think, like, have I even really gotten to look at some of these? Like, Dust Force sounded interesting.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually seen it yet. I did install it today, or a couple days ago. Gratuitous Space Battles was kind of cool. I did get a chance to look at that. What else was in there?
There was Bit Trip Runner, Wizorb, Jamestown, Gratuitous Space Battles, Rochard, Torchlight, Shatter, Space Pirates and Zombies, Vessel, and Dust Force.
Okay. What's Vessel?
Vessel's that one that you're moving water around.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I only really have those two. I did play Jamestown, so I guess I'll say that. But it wasn't really what I wanted at the time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, last question, because the actual last question we have answered before. So last question, if it's even possible, what are all the games you've completed, 100%ed, or even just played/owned? www.backloggery.com/exfauxsure will tell you my answer 100% with my whole game library.
Okay, whereas on my Giant Bomb profile, Krasnor on Giant Bomb, it'll have my 360 stuff anyway. I think I added Steam and PSN recently. So yeah, there's a few 360 games I've completed, including Dash of Destruction.
Sweet. All right, I think that'll do it for this week. I'm sorry to rush through the questions and stuff, but I have an appointment half an hour ago I needed to get to.
What?
For something, like more recording stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, you gotta go. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a corkscrew, so I can't drink more wine, so I'm just gonna play some Lollipop Chainsaw or something.
Sounds good. So, as always, hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/thepixelresponse. You can email us at podcast@pixel-response.com. Twitter is pixel_response. You can get me at Exposure, EXFAUXSURE. You can get Nathan at Krasnor, KRAZNOR. Listen to us on Stitcher. Give us the thumbs up if you're listening on Stitcher. It helps boost us up in the ranks and stuff and start suggesting us to people. Mm-hmm. And as always, pixel-response.com for more. And
or review on iTunes.
Review on iTunes if you can, yeah. That would be great. Visit the site more often because we have some fun indie things coming up. That's all I'll say about that.
Okay,
well...
Later, y'all.
See you next week.
Woo!